Hey, what's up, guys? Grant here. In this video, I'm going to walk you through my content creation philosophy. Essentially, you want to create content that is evergreen. And when I say evergreen, I mean perennial. And when I say perennial, I mean that it does not change. So, a lot of creators chase news, updates, and trends without considering the fact that information decays. And if you're not aware of what information decay means, it's simply the process by which ideas lose relevance, clarity, or accuracy over time. And this happens to most ideas. And I'm going to get into the kinds of ideas that do not decay later in this video. But the core idea is every piece of information, literally every piece of information, sits somewhere on a half life curve. Okay? It's either ephemeral or it's enduring. So ephemeral means it decays fast. Okay? So news, trends, tactics, okay? The relevance of these and the weight and utility of this information decays rapidly over time. Some information decays a lot slower. So here we're talking about your principles, your frameworks, and your laws, okay? So think about Newton's work, okay? Isaac Newton back in the 1600s, when he wrote his Principia, that book still has relevance today. It's at least referenced, okay? And when something endures for that long, that means that it gestures towards something eternal, something fundamental about the universe, okay? Think of the Bible, okay? That book is still around, it's still referenced, it still has a high degree of utility. Anything that lasts that long, anything that stays relevant that long, speaks to something enduring, something fundamental about the universe. So, long story short, the half life of knowledge determines how long your ideas stay valuable. Okay, and if you're anything like me, I want my ideas to stay valuable forever. I don't want to talk about things or even contemplate things that are ephemeral. Okay, and that pours into what I read, that pours into what I work on, that pours into the posts that I make. So you may or may not have noticed, but I post a lot about frameworks, laws, eternal truths. That's what I try to gesture towards because I want my content not to be a feed. I want it to be a knowledge base, okay, that can be referenced for years to come. That's the intention. So let me walk you through a quick example to really drive this point home. So we're going to take an ephemeral event and we're going to extract a universal principle from it. Okay? So the event was Meta launches a new AI chatbot to compete with OpenAI. Okay? This news is relevant for a week, maybe a month. Okay? This is something you might see on TechCrunch or Wall Street Journal. Okay? Once people know about this, it's no longer even insightful. It's common sense, it's common knowledge. Okay? So we can extract a short-term takeaway from this. Okay? And this is what a macro trend is, we could say. So when we're looking for macro trends, we're looking at the specifics, and then we kind of generalize from these specifics. So, okay, Meta launches this new AI chatbot. We could say, generally speaking, that tech giants are racing to release their own AI products. Okay, that's kind of like a step back macro insight. This kind of information decays a bit slower, but it's not eternal. It's not enduring, right? This is going to age as new players enter the market and as market dynamics shift. Okay, so what's the enduring principle here? So the principle is when a new paradigm emerges, incumbents respond by integrating it to defend market share. I mean, this is always true. This has literally never not happened in a market economy. Okay? So I love this because this principle is timeless and can be applied to the rise of the internet, mobile, cloud computing, and of course AI. So it's like you're looking for the meta pattern, okay, the overarching principle that all of these news events are just symptoms of this fundamental principle about the nature of whatever you happen to be inquiring into. So here's another example to make this clear. So an ephemeral post would be how to grow on TikTok in 2025. Okay, this is bound to 2025. Okay, it doesn't go into 2026, or it doesn't even speak to what has happened historically. It's speaking to now. Okay, so that's like the hallmark of an ephemeral post, right? An evergreen post about the same thing would be here's why algorithms reward watch time and how to design content that keeps people watching. So the second example survives platform shifts, and it's rooted in human nature, and it's not beholden to software updates, okay? A common theme across all of my work is my effort to identify constants, not variables. If we can identify what is always true and then place bets on these truths, we don't have to worry about change or flux. The basic idea is that we want our content, and for that matter, our work, to reflect universal principles that are not readily subject to change. Alrighty, guys, that's all I have for today. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Till next time.